Let me take you back to where it all began. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., and I'm sitting at my desk, surrounded by crumpled papers, half-empty coffee cups, and a mountain of unfinished assignments. My laptop screen is glowing, but my motivation is completely drained. I've been staring at the same math problem for what feels like hours, and I can't figure it out. My grades are slipping, my confidence is at an all-time low, and I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of expectations. But it wasn't just about the grades, it was the feeling of being invisible. I'd walk into class, sit in the back, and hope no one would notice me. I'd see other students raising their hands, acing tests, and getting praised by teachers, and I'd think, why can't that be me? I wanted to change, but I didn't know where to start. I felt stuck, like I was running in place while everyone else was sprinting ahead. Sound familiar? If you've ever felt this way, I want you to know something. You're not alone, and more importantly, you don't have to stay there. This is the story of how I went from being that lost, overwhelmed student to becoming that student, the one who shines, who inspires, and who achieves their dreams. And if I can do it, so can you. It all started with one moment. I was sitting in my room, scrolling through my phone, avoiding my responsibilities as usual, when I stumbled across a video. It was a TED Talk by a woman who had gone from failing high school to graduating at the top of her class. She talked about how she turned her life around by focusing on small, consistent changes. And then she said something that hit me like a lightning bolt. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. That quote stayed with me. I realized I'd been waiting for the perfect moment to change, waiting for motivation to magically appear, waiting for everything to fall into place, but that moment wasn't coming. If I wanted to glow up, I had to start right where I was with what I had. So I made a decision. I was going to glow up, not just for my grades, but for myself. I wanted to be the kind of person who walked into a room and radiated confidence. The kind of student who wasn't just surviving, but thriving. And I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was ready to try. The first step was the hardest, getting organized. My room was a disaster, my backpack was a black hole of lost papers, and I had no idea what assignments were due when, so I started small. I cleaned my room, bought a planner, and wrote down everything I needed to do. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. Next, I focused on my physical and mental health. I started waking up earlier, drinking more water, and even trying out yoga. I know, sounds cliche, but trust me, it made a difference. I began to feel more energized, more focused, more like myself. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was in control. But the real game changer was my mindset. I stopped comparing myself to others and started celebrating my own progress. Every small win, whether it was acing a quiz or just showing up to class prepared, became a reason to keep going. I realized that glowing up wasn't about being perfect. It was about being consistent. There were days when I wanted to give up, days when I felt like I wasn't making progress fast enough, but I kept reminding myself of why I started. I kept reminding myself that every great student was once a beginner. And slowly but surely, I began to see the results. Months passed, and the changes started to add up. My grades improved, sure, but it was more than that. I started raising my hand in class, not because I had all the answers, but because I wasn't afraid to try. I joined clubs, made new friends, and even gave a presentation that left my teacher speechless. And then it happened. I became that student, the one who people looked up to, the one who teachers trusted with leadership roles, the one who walked into a room and owned it. But here's the thing, it wasn't magic, it was hard work, consistency, and a whole lot of self-belief. I remember the day I realized how far I'd come. I was sitting in the front row of my favorite class, answering questions and participating in discussions like it was second nature. After class, a younger student came up to me and said, "I want to be like you." That moment hit me harder than any A+ ever could. It reminded me that glowing up isn't just about achieving your own goals, it's about inspiring others to do the same. So if you're sitting there right now feeling stuck or invisible, I want you to know this, your glow up journey starts today. It doesn't matter where you are or how far behind you think you are. What matters is that you take the first step. Start small, clean your room, write down your goals, take care of your body and mind, and most importantly, believe in yourself. Because you have what it takes to become that student, the one who inspires others, Your glow up is waiting. All you have to do is begin. Before I go, I want to leave you with this. Glowing up isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about showing up for yourself, even on the days when it feels hard. It's about believing that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. So take that first step, clean your desk, open your planner, write down one goal, just one, and start working toward it. Because every great student, every successful person, every version of you that you admire started right where you are now at the beginning. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. I'm rooting for you. Everyone watching this video is rooting for you. And most importantly, you need to root for yourself because you are capable. You are worthy and you are unstoppable. So go out there and glow up, become that student, become the best version of yourself. And don't forget to share your journey with me in the comments. I can't wait to hear about your wins, your struggles, and everything in between. Your glow up starts today. Be that student. Subscribe for more inspiration and tips.